In the headlines, Nigerian workers threaten National Grid Telecoms shutdown Thursday over plan to arrest a gyro. Uganda-Kenya rights jam to demand student verification. CBN reports high remittance inflow of $553 million for July 2024. And on the international scene, 28 killed as bus carrying Pakistan pilgrims to Iraq crashes. And on sport, Falconets to face Australia-Mexico in Under-20 Women's World Cup friendlies. Hello and welcome to Liberty News. I am Janina Shagaya. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Dasar David as the new President Chief Executive Officer of the Digital Bridge Institute, DPI. This was disclosed in a statement by the presidential spokesman Ajurin Galale, describing the appointee as an academic and industry expert with a deep understanding of digital technologies and educational leadership. Also appointed were two directors for the Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited. They are Ruben Oshoma as Executive Director of Marketing and Adama Kure, Executive Director of Finance and Administration. In a statement, President Tinubu says he expects the newly appointed officers to bring their wealth of experience and expertise to bear in driving the strategic vision for these institutions. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu has called on the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to rectify and fully implement its protocol against corruption. Tinubu, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, made the call during the 6th Annual General Assembly of the Network of National Anti-Corruption Institutions in West Africa, NACIWA, held at the ECOWAS Secretariat in Abuja. Liberty News correspondent has more.
Tinubu emphasized the need for ECOWAS countries to move beyond rhetorics and focus on concrete action targeted at harmonizing their legal framework to close loopholes exploited by corrupt individuals. Tinubu, who is also the ECOWAS chairman, said he strengthened all the anti-corruption agencies in Nigeria by not interfering in their activities and ensuring that they are adequately funded.
I address you today at this 6th Annual General Assembly of NACIWA with immense pleasure and a profound sense of responsibility. As the current chair of ECOWAS, I stand before you as a committed partner in our collective mission to combat corruption and foster unity in our sub-region. ECOWAS establishment of NACIWA in 2010 was a visionary step towards creating a united front against the scourge of corruption in our region. The institution's milestones over the years have been quite remarkable. It provides a platform for law enforcement collaboration in tackling the common challenge of corruption, which poses serious economic, security, and developmental challenges to the entire West African sub-region.
Earlier, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, emphasized the need for regional and global cooperation in the battle against corruption. Also, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, emphasized the crucial role of collaborative efforts in the fight against corruption. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyode, in his address of welcome, lauded President Tinubu's uncommon passion for transparency in governance, adding that his commitment had reinvigorated the anti-corruption efforts. Membership of the regional anti-corruption body includes representatives from the 14 member countries. However, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic had no representation at the meeting. Mukhtar Kasim, Liberty News.
Politician and former presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi has called on the federal government to give an account of its dealings and operations regarding the old and new presidential jet. Obi's stance comes following recent controversies around the Ogun State government's contract with a Chinese company over the jet, leading to the seizure of 3 aircraft. Reacting to the development, Obi urged the federal government to give details on how much the jets are purchased, their total numbers, and other information not in the public domain. Controversy ensued when the French court ordered Zhongshan Fengcheng Industrial Investment Co. Limited to seize of the 3 presidential jets belonging to the Nigerian government over contract breach. The Tribunal Judiciaire de Paris stopped Nigeria from moving or selling the presidential jet until the Chinese firm received the award of $74.5 million. The leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has accused the federal government of harassing its leaders and has put its members and athletes on red alert, threatening a nationwide strike should the Nigerian police force detain its president, Joe Ajaero. The resolution was announced by the deputy president of the union, Comrade Adewale Adeyanju, after an emergency meeting of the group's Executive Council. A crowd of unionists were seen gathered at the headquarters of the NLC in Abuja as the meeting was being held, singing solidarity songs. On Monday, the Nigerian police force summoned Ajaero for investigations of allegations of terrorism, financing, treasonable felony, and cyber crime. The NPF invitation was contained in a letter dated 19th August 2024 and signed by ACP Adamu Maazu on behalf of the Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Response Team. Farrar Kasai in Soba, local government area of Kaduna State, in a hard-to-reach agrarian community with over 1,000 children who have never seen the four corners of a classroom, thereby grouping them among millions of out-of-school children. As a result, the community was more than excited to welcome a team from Kaduna to flag off the enrollment of the children to begin basic education and construction of classrooms. Liberty News correspondent Abdul Aziz Abdul Ahmed Kadir reports.
From Kaduna City Center to Farrar Kasai in Soba local government area is a journey of about an hour, but due to it hard to reach nature, it takes twice that time. The over 1,000 out-of-school children were relieved as the United Nations Children Fund UNICEF in collaboration with Kaduna State Universal Basic Education Board KATSUBEB flag off the enrollment of the over 1,000 children and construction of primary school structures to cater for their basic education needs, flagging off the distribution of free uniforms and writing materials to the enrolled pupils ahead of the new academic session beginning in September. UNICEF Chief of Field Office Kaduna, Dr. Jarida Birukila, explained why the establishment of the primary school in the community.
So a few months ago, we came here to bring health facilities for people, like mobile health. But it was during the school hours, and we observed that a lot of children who should have been in school were moving around. And when we asked, the village chief told us that there is no school. They would have to send their children to school, but there is no school. I think the nearest school was over 10 kilometers. So that's why the children were not going to school. So we took the request to the government of Kaduna, SUBEB, and SUBEB discussed about the possibility of bringing the school. And now, yeah, it has happened.
The UNICEF boss tasked the community to take ownership of the school when constructed, maintain it, prevent vandalization, and ensure the children attend school even during farming season. KATSUBEB chairman Alhaji Tijani Abdullahi, while commending UNICEF for its support to the state in education and healthcare, assures that SUBEB is currently completing its 2023-2024 project with the Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC), and by December, funds will be available for the construction of the school's permanent structures on the land donated by the community.
During the 2024 half year, so I'm hoping that by the end of December we get funds. Hopefully in January we start constructing classroom.
Chairman Sobo Local Government Abdul Mumini Bawa Gamagira and the village head of Farar Kasa Alhaji Habib Suleiman applaud UNICEF and Katsube for the intervention, stressing that education, Western and Islamic, are key to development, the absence of which they stress result in the current vices in the society.
Actually, this intervention it will help our community, most especially to educate our young ones, males and females.
Parents and some of the children speak of their joy and appreciating the intervention with call for more social amenities such as potable water and hospital. The nearest primary school to the community is more than 10 kilometers away. A question on how many of them want to be enrolled, retain complete basic education and transit met a resounding affirmation. Nigeria has the alarming figure of 18.3 million out-of-school children, making her the country with the highest number of out-of-school children globally. Abdul Aziz Ahmed Kader, Liberty News in Soba, Kaduna State.
Moving on, following cases of fake certification recently dictated by the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, JAM Examination Board in Kenya and Uganda, are now right in Nigeria to verify records represented by Nigerian candidates seeking admissions into tertiary institutions in their respective countries. JAM made this known in a document registrar report on 2023 admission and 2024 UTME policy meeting document. According to the document, JAM stressed the need to protect Nigerian tertiary institutions from international disrepute, adding that it will not falsify the records of any student. Recently, the federal government suspended the verification of degree certificates from Uganda, Kenya, Benin Republic, Togo, and some other countries over allegations of certification racketeering. The federal government's decision comes on the heels of an investigation by Daily Nigeria.
Comprises of 226-member group led by Umar Ado as convener and former governor of Kano State, Ibrahim Shekaro as interim chairman, said the group comprises former governors, federal lawmakers, and businessmen. Speaking to newsmen shortly after the meeting, its convener Umar Ado explained that the meeting is convened by people of like minds from the north that are together to solve northern problems and prefer possible solutions.
The League of Northern Democrats is a faction of the elites of the north that came together as like minds to help resolve northern problems. About the problem of insecurity, hunger, starvation, destitution, and economic deprivation.
In his remarks, chairman of the body, Ibrahim Shekaro, said the general concern is about development in northern Nigeria and it will not be of the interest of anybody.
The general concern is the growth and development of the region of the north and ultimately the growth and development of Nigeria as a nation. It will not be in the interest of any other person to ignore the various communities that existed over 100 years ago before the amalgamation of Nigeria. So we've come together to...
On your screen. Still to come, CBN reports high remittance inflows of $553 million for July 2024. 28 killed as bus carrying Pakistan pilgrims to Iraq crashes. And on sport, Falconets to face Australia and Mexico in Under-20 Women's World Cup friendlies. Stand by for this and more after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still on to Liberty TV News. Now, moving on to business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reported a significant increase in remittance inflows, reaching $553 million in July 2024, a 130% increase from the corresponding period in 2023. A statement by the Apex Bank's Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, said the figure represented the highest monthly total inflows on record and reflects ongoing efforts by the CBN to enhance liquidity in Nigeria's foreign exchange market. The substantial money transfer operators diaspora remittance as a crucial source of foreign exchange for Nigeria, supplementing both foreign direct investment and portfolio investment. The CBN said its initiatives have supported continuous growth in this inflow, aligning with the institution's objectives of doubling formal remittance receipt with a year. Now, moving on to the international scene, at least 28 Pakistani pilgrims en route to Iraq for an Islamic religious ritual was killed as their bus crashed in central Iran, state media reported. The bus carrying Pakistani pilgrims overturned and caught fire in front of the Shir Traft checkpoint in the central province of Yazd. In a statement which says 28 people have been killed and 23 injured so far, with the possibility of death toll increasing. The U.S. Treasury Department unveiled sanctions against former Haitian President Michel Martelly for trafficking drugs, including cocaine, destined for the United States. The actions taken by Washington echo similar moves for the Canadian government, which imposed sanctions in 2022 against Martelly and two ex-prime ministers, accusing them of profiting from armed gangs. Martelly, a former musician who served as president of the Caribbean nation between 2011 and 2016, abused his influence to facilitate the trafficking of dangerous drugs, including cocaine, destined for the United States, the UN Treasury said in a statement. He was also involved in laundering of illicit drugs proceeds, working with local drug traffickers and sponsoring multiple Haiti-based gangs, the statement added. Haiti, the poorest country in the Americas, has long been rocked by gang violence, but conditions sharply worsened in February. A recap of our stories. Nigerian workers threaten National Grid Telecom's shutdown Thursday over plan to arrest a gyro. Uganda and Kenya ride jam to demand student verification. CBN reports high remittance inflow of $553 million for July 2024. And on the international scene, 28 killed as bus carrying Pakistan pilgrims to Iraq crashes. And on sport, Falconets to face Australia and Mexico in under-20 Women's World Cup friendlies. That's all we have for you on our 3 p.m. package. I am Jemima Shagaya. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.